Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Scotty Jarrett. I would like to discuss my data action plan. From the island of Japan in Misawa, at Eldrin High School Math Department, grade and age level range from 7th to 12th graders in ages 12 to 17-year-old. In our first meeting, reviewing existing data and asking questions. I started with the Terra Nova data from the Department of Defense Education Activity. You may notice I highlighted our fields to correspond to a particular color: yellow, blue, and purple. I color-coded the data. You can see the performance levels in the categories more clearly. The overall language scores and the scores of the 11 grades each year was below the mastery levels, as you can see here in the language area here. In our Notice and Wonder protocol, we noticed the 2011-2012 7th grade class outperformed each grade every year from 2012 to 2014. We wonder why our 11th graders perform poorly every year and why all grades perform poorly in language. In our exploratory questions, how do we currently teach blended math, and why do our students struggle with reading and writing as a part of math word problems? Taking a second look at our microdata, you can see that here the performance area is highlighted in green. The school at 3 points above the mastery level was great news to note for briefing administration. The green area is here. Now let's take a look at our microdata. In our process, we had teachers bring their workbooks and students' workbooks. What I learned in the microdata versus macrodata is that the big picture does not tell the complete story of the student's attitude and aptitude. In our second meeting, triangulating the data, I needed to revise the observed learning gaps and instructional gaps. I needed to dig a little deeper and ask more questions. Why specifically are the students doing wrong or incorrectly, and what instructional strategies do we need to remove from our lesson plan or adjust? As Venable stated, triangulation is the messiest. In my revised artifact tracking sheet, it reflects specific artifact types and detailed observed learning gaps and instructional strategies. I began to look at what areas that could improve on and pinpoint specific targets, learning gaps, and try to connect them to the instructional gaps. In our third meeting, determining gaps and goals, the key is unlocking our gaps and linking our strategies to get to our SMART goal. In our fourth meeting, planning for action, developing the data action plan, initially we identified the learning gaps and recommended the new instructional tactics. One of gaming and simulation and smartboard challenges. I reiterated the importance of staying focused on the target learning goal and to continue using the different protocols as we go through the implementation. After reviewing and adding the new and revised instructional tactics, I need to improve the tactic methods. I selected the shared dilemma protocol for probing questions: how to continue letting students use the internet to finish math problems, and how to stop students from cheating using the internet. This was an issue throughout the room. One teacher commented that the internet is dangerous. In the final data meeting, evaluating success and determining next steps, we also decided on the next course of action. Brief the revised data action plan at the end of the school year, add the data action plan to the teacher's calendar for the fall semester, and begin the data action plan 8 weeks prior to the start of the school break. In conclusion, in sharing my insight on this learning experience, I would ask everyone to please have fun. We must find clever ways to motivate our students and keep them excited about learning. And I asked myself, what can I do to make immediate impact on my students' performance? Say, start by completing challenging lessons. One area of strength, I would say, leading to meetings and teamwork. It was exciting getting together and discussing students and different learning strategies. An area for the growth would be time management. Looking back on the meetings and the time allotted for reviewing and recreating lesson plans is overwhelming. The time available to educators is very limited, so we must plan for every minute in a student's day. So this concludes my presentation. I would like to thank the Edgerrin High School and Mr. Joe Lemire for giving me the opportunity to be a part of a great learning experience, and I wish the best for him and his staff for creating such a warm and pleasant learning environment. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.